Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and today I'm taking you with me toy hunting, but this time it is in Tokyo. Every year Mrs. Toy-polloi and I like to take a little trip away, and Tokyo is the destination of choice because there is just so much to do, there's so much to eat, and there's also some great vintage toy shopping. So today let me take you on a little tour around Tokyo. The first place we're going to head to is Shinagawa Flea Market at the Oi racecourse. It's a place that I try to go to every year. Last year unfortunately I didn't actually manage to get to it, but this year we made a special effort to get there. It's on every weekend. In fact, it's on 2 days every weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, but you need to get there early. And we also met up with Jeremy Tokyo Toy Banzai because it was something he hadn't done in quite a while. So let's take a quick look around the market, see what it looks like, and then I'll show you what I got. So it was a really fun market to get to, and it was great to look at all the toys and things that were available. And it was also really nice to meet up with Jeremy again. He collects totally different things to what I collect, so we were each sort of pointing out different things as we went around. He picked up a few things, Mrs. Toy-polloi picked up a few things, and I picked up this. It was actually the only thing that I grabbed, and this is a vintage Transformers Generation 1 Perceptor. He's not in amazing condition, he's missing loads of parts and loads of broken pieces, but it's not a figure that I had in my collection, and he was on sale for 800 yen. You can see here I still have the ticket, and every time I go to Japan I always make these are little sort of conversion charts, so I know roughly what things are costing me, because it's very hard when you're sort of out in the field and sort of picking up things to work out what they're going to cost you back in sort of your home country's currency. So this, you can see, is my sort of conversion chart. So we can see here that 800 yen was about £4.40. So £4.40 I got this Perceptor. As I say, a bit broken, a bit busted, but he's going to be a fun project to work on. There were loads of other things there, but nothing that sort of really grabbed my eye. And I have to be sort of careful when I'm away what I pick up, because there is only so much suitcase space, and I knew this was the first place I was going to. There's going to be far more that I'll pick up at other locations. So that was what I grabbed there, and after that Jeremy and I shot off to Hachioji, to a huge hobby off that he knew about, and we went there to see what we could find. So let's take a look what we saw there. Hachioji is pretty much the other side of Tokyo to where we were in Shinagawa, so it took quite a long time to get there, but I have to say it was well worth it. It was about a half-hour walk from the station to the hobby off, and it's a really big hobby off. If you don't know about hobby off, it's a second-hand store where people sort of trade things in and then they get resold, generally at pretty low prices. There are a few hobby offs throughout Tokyo. In fact, I will be showing you others that I went to on the trip, but Jeremy knew this one, and again we had a really good sort of rummage around. There were loads of sort of nice things to see, and I grabbed a few gems for my collection. So let's have a quick look around hobby off, then I'll show you what I picked up. And this is what I managed to find. And as I mentioned earlier, that's why I'm a bit cautious about buying big things too early, because as you can see, these are a lot larger than that Transformer, and all of this stuff has got to go in my suitcase, but I couldn't leave this behind. So the first thing I grabbed was this, which is a microman. This is M102. I think his name is Joe. This is a reissue of the very early micromans that came out, and this one came out in '98. The originals came out in the '70s, and you can tell it's an early one because he has these little bare feet. The original Microman had these bare feet because they were based on the G.I. Joe and Action Man toys. And then they later replaced these with these sort of more robotic feet. I have very few of these early figures, so even a reissue is something that I wanted to pick up. This was about 3,000 yen, so again, using my little conversion chart here, we can see that was about £17, which is an absolute bargain, and it's going to go straight with the rest of my Microman collection. I don't think I'm going to open this one. Some of the sort of reissue cards were designed so that you could actually take the figures out and sort of put them back in without damaging the card, but this one looks like it's all been glued on. So this is just going to be displayed as is, but a really nice item. Then I saw these two, which are Invaders from the sort of Henshin Cyborg line. Again, these are reissues from 1998. They're not quite like the originals. The originals were like Action Man, so fully jointed figures. These are like Sotheby's, so they're made out of soft vinyl. I don't think at the time people particularly liked them, but they're two that I don't have. There's actually supposed to be 3 in the set, so I've got the first 2. I think they're really quite nice. They are called Invaders, and they are Invader O and Invader J. They're really sort of odd looking things. Let me open one of the boxes so you can see, and I'll show you how sort of jointed it is. These have been opened before. These are not sort of mint on card or mint on box. They just happen to come with their boxes. So here is one of them. So you can see we've got sort of joints that we can move around. They're actually pretty posable for what they are, and we should be able to remove the head and show the sort of little cyborgy thing underneath. I think they're really nice figures, and they're certainly going to look really good with the rest of my Henshin Cyborg collection. Strange looking things, but quite likeable. And I like the fact they have these sparkles in them, so they do sort of glint in the light. Very nice to find, and I was really pleased to grab them. So those were the things that I picked up at the Hobby Off, but that's not all that I got on that day. As is now tradition, every time I go to Japan, Jeremy and I like to do a trade. So I take him lots of things that he needs or would like for his collection, and he sorts out a whole lot of bits that I want for my collection, and we sit and do a trade. And this time we did it in a coffee shop. And if you want to see a video of that trade, then do check out Jeremy's channel. I will put a link to his video in the description, and you can see everything that we traded and the discussions that we had about it. But here in front of me are a good selection of the pieces that I got from Jeremy. I got a selection of gatchaman Sotheby's. These are South Korean Sotheby's. I don't actually have these in my collection. I'm really pleased to get them. They're soft vinyl figures with limited articulation, but as you can see, they do look really cool. They don't have any capes, but I don't actually think they had capes when they came out originally, so I may end up making some for it. And I can see the reason why they don't have capes, because the heads can't be removed, so it'd be quite awkward to fit on. But that might be a project that I come back to in the future, because I'm sure I can work out a way to do it. He also gave me a whole load of little Astro Boy figures as well, and these are really cute, tiny little things. I think these are from the early 2000s. They say 03 on them, Takara 03, so maybe 2003. They're really sweet, so I've got a few of those. He also gave me this, which is the enemy sort of character that fights Kotetsu Jig, and you'll be seeing Kotetsu Jig in another video, because I managed to pick up another of those. So that's a really nice one. This is a vintage toy, still sort of in its packet, and I think that looks absolutely fantastic. I really love this sort of artwork that these toys come with, so that's going to go on my wall here. And then a few other little pieces like this really lovely glittery little Godzilla. And then there are these which we picked up while we were heading back to the station. Jeremy insisted on grabbing them. We popped into a supermarket. These are little toys that come with sweets. The sweets are very cheap, like, you know, a few yen, so like 50p or something like that. And you get 8 of these really very sugary sweets, and then underneath them you get a little toy. So he bought a whole load, and I'll just show you a few of them. They're quite sweet, more like sort of little sort of cracker toys, I suppose. So in here we have a little dinosaur. Let me open up this one, I'll show you what they are. They're just sort of sweet little toys, little throwaway toys, really, not the sort of thing that you'd play with for long, but I quite like them, so we got a few of those. So, as I say, if you want to see the full video, follow the link in the description and go and check out Tokyo Toy Banzai and give him a sub as well. So there we go, those were the first bits that I picked up, and that was just the first day of toy hunting in Tokyo. So I do need to say a massive thank you to Jeremy, Tokyo Toy Banzai, for taking the time out to come to the flea market with us, and also to show us the hobby off in Hachioji, one that I'd not been to before. Do join me again in part 2 of this Tokyo toy hunting video series, and I'll show you more of the places that I went and more of the toys that I picked up, because it has been an amazing trip, and this is just a small fraction of the stuff that I managed to find. So join me in part 2. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it, then why not think about supporting the channel by becoming a Patreon or YouTube channel member. You get early access to all of my restoration videos, and also access to an exclusive series called On the Cutting Mat. So have a think about that, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Toy-Polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.